All right, we're live. We are live in action. What's up, YouTube? What's up, social media? What's up, world? What's up, trading family? How are you guys doing? Thank you once again for tuning in. This session is going to be a little different tonight. Me and my partner in trade are going to be going in depth a little bit more on some of these charts, some of the strategies, just going back and forth really with some of our markups. We can even have a challenge. I think that would be pretty cool if we had a challenge where we stop sharing screens for a bit, mark up a chart, and then throw up the screens to see what we come up with. I don't know. That might be pretty cool. But yeah, thank you guys once again for tuning in and watching. We really appreciate it. All the likes, all the comments, the views, everything means the world to not only me, but everyone who watches and everyone a part of this family. So what we're going to do is jump right into this here. I'm going to share my screen for just a wee bit, go through some of the stuff that I've been marking up and looking at. And then Mr. Brewer, you really need no introduction because you're a beast all on yourself, but you can kind of unmute your mic, introduce yourself to the world, and then we can kind of go from there.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for watching and joining out from wherever you're watching this and whenever you are watching this. Will, I don't know if you want me to just share my story real quick or you just want to introduce myself.
Yeah, a little bit of both, man, please.
Okay, for sure. Like you said, my name's Tyler Brewer. I'm 22 years old. I'm born and raised in Illinois, about an hour south of Chicago. All cornfields, small town, about 5,000 people is the population. Small town, small mindset. I grew up like that, and I only believed that I was going to do what my parents did. I didn't think I could do much more. I just thought I could only do what my dad did. I didn't have the belief that I could do more in life. So you guys, I was going through high school and school in general, and I had that common question that everybody gets asked. What do you want to do the rest of your life? What do you want to do when you graduate? What do you want to do? Where do you want to go to college? And I was clueless. And not only was I clueless, I was causing trouble too. So, the two things, clueless, causing trouble, and everybody's like, stay away from him. He's causing trouble, clueless, doesn't know what he's doing. So I was the kid that your parents kind of told you to stay away from. And after high school, when I graduated in 2015, I decided to hop in the job field. And I pretty much just job hopped around a little over 15 jobs. But during that journey, like I said, I started off hopping jobs. And then I was like, I really don't know what I want to do. I was not passionate. I was just searching for something I truly loved. And I was just looking. My parents were like, well, why don't you try college? And I'm thinking, I didn't even like school to begin with. I go to a semester of college. I drop out because instead of going to class, I was actually still causing trouble. And, I was just not making good decisions overall. So after my short semester of college, I went back into the job scene. And during this time, I was actually introduced by my girlfriend's cousin at the time. He had hit me up. He said, yo, bro, you want to make money? And I said, what do we got to sell, bro? I'm in. And, from there, I was actually introduced a little over 3 years ago to the financial markets. And that is how me and Will came about. And that's how we're here right now.
That's powerful. That's powerful right there. Well, I'm glad to have you on, Tyler. You mean a lot to me, man, as a person, as a trader, a mentor, a brother, everything in between, man. But yeah, let's get into it here. What I actually want to do first is kind of get some of the trades that you took this week. Give me one of your best trades and also give me one of your worst trades, like the ones that you just did not go your way.
Let me look at my history, bro.
Please, let's break them down too, because I want to be honest and transparent and authentic about this whole journey too. Because, I think that's what people want to see. They want to see the realness of trading and becoming a trader and the mentality beyond it and how you can actually adapt from not only your wins and how it makes you feel, but also being aware of your losses and how it makes you feel as well when you lose. Because obviously you and I both know this, when you're becoming a trader, you're going to lose.
You can't win every single trade, man.
No, but the main purpose of learning is to essentially minimize the losses and maximize the wins. So yeah, if you can give your best trade and then your weakest one, and then I'll go into mine too after. And also if you want to share your screen for that bit too, and just where your entry was or whatever, you're cool to do that.
All right, let me share my screen really quick, bro.
This is fun, man. I like this.
I do too. It's like, yo, bro, share your worst and your best trade. This is my worst trade. I'm gonna start off with my worst trade.
Okay, that's good. I like that you start off with the worst.
God. Let me find my entry for this. Oh wait.
GBP AUD, hey. She is unforgiving.
It was on the scanner, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I entered for a sell at 86.67. As you could see, oh wait, that's 86.77. Well, maybe I was just there, huh? There we go. 86. Let me get rid of these other ones, bro. All right, yeah. So I entered at 86.67, and I got stopped. I entered for a sell, so I entered pretty much like right here. I was in it, but I wasn't currently watching it, so I did make a little bit of profit, bro. But then it came back up, and I stopped. Like I actually got stopped out. So I was in profit. I never moved my stop loss to a stop profit, and I took a little L. But
You took a little lesson. I like that. That's good.
a little lesson. And GJ, where is GJ?
Oh, we love GJ, bro.
Yeah, bro. I entered a buy on this. I really didn't get a good entry on it, to be honest. Because I honestly I haven't made very many trades this week. 140.008. Pretty precise, bro. Let me see what time I entered, because I really. Let's find it. Where is it? Here we go. I entered as a buy, bro. So it actually played along here for a while. I never got stopped out, and I actually just took the profit like up here. So honestly, like I said, I never actually even made really that many trades. These were the only 2 trades I took. I lost the first one, and then I only gained I think like 10 pips on this, but nothing major for me so far, bro. This week, it's only Tuesday, bro. So I'm pretty hyped.
Yeah, we can't really judge everything just based off a couple days.
Facts, bro.
Okay, so for me, I've made 2 or how many? I've made 1, 2, 3, 4 trades already this week. 2 of them were on gold, and they went really well. I'm not gonna start with that.
Perfect.
However, I am gonna start with the trade I was in for a different pair. It was not GJ, not the Great Britain pound pairs, because those are not really that volatile right now. I think it was Euro odd. Yeah, it was. Oh man, and I'm not ashamed to say this at all either, because like we said earlier, like you're gonna lose, and the markets are just gonna do what they're gonna do pretty much. So yeah,
Just here to read them, bro.
that's all I gotta say about that. But here, I'll share my screen so you can actually see. Yeah, so I mean, like, I want to make sure that everyone knows too that if you're following the rules that are set in place too, like this is going to be minimal. But I just did not, like, because I set up my position here based off these levels. Here, so this is where I entered off of. This yellow circle, I'll put it right here. That was like my entry point, and I went in for the buy, of course, because it was bouncing off the floor, right? And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. And then, so yeah, I went in, and I was like in a few pips of profit, like 10, 11, 15 pips. Cool. Hit my first TP, but then guess what? This man right here did not set a stop profit. So I always set a 2 pip stop profit no matter what. And then boom, I got my stop loss hit on the other one. So in reality, I lost the trade, but I could have minimized the whole entire loss aspect. So, and then it kept going. Thank goodness I had a stop loss in at first.
Always, bro. And sometimes, man, like even when you're trading, because I know it happened for me. Like I'd entered the trade and I just wasn't watching it. So when it did go in profit, I never even moved the stop loss to stop profit.
Can't help it sometimes, but that's where the discipline comes in. That's where, putting in hours and hours and hours on these charts come in handy, and making sure that you stay on top of everything. One of the good trades that I was in was gold. I actually don't have an entry price currently. Oh wait, no, I do. 18463. 18463. Boom. So that was my entry price. I'm still currently in this one, and I'm only in about 14, 15 pips profit. And yes, guys, I have a 2 pip stop profit in place, so no need to worry. This is risk-free. This was one of my trades that I feel as if, I felt on point with this. I felt really, really confident moving into it. Obviously, I marked up everything on the 1 hour, so this was my zone. But then, in order to see it more clearly, the 15 minutes where I really enter. And then what I also did too was I go on the 5 minute just for added confirmation and confluence. So when I clearly see that this was a floor here, broke the floor, became a ceiling, didn't really do a move, created a new ceiling down here, or a new floor, sorry. So it's trapped basically, tries to break through the floor or the ceiling, doesn't, tries to break through, doesn't, tries to break through, doesn't, finally does with a close above. And then anywhere in here was my entry. Where was it? 1.8463 was my entry. So this top line here, I'll change the color. Boom, I get in, and there was no drawdown to this. One of the trades I've only made where there's no drawdown. I feel like a sniper in these markets,
That's the best, man. When you enter the trade, no drawdown, straight.
Yeah, straight to the 2 pip stop profit too, because it immediately went in 15. So I was like, yo, it's pretty high. So yeah, it was one of the ones that went really well. I guess I can share another one too, just to give anybody some more motivation too. It was CHF. Yeah, this one here. I'm still currently in this one too. So it did a break and a retest, and then also I can show you on the 5 minute and the 15 minute too. Doesn't matter for me really. But one of the educators we learned from, Chris Verderick, he pretty much says that you can use any tool that's on tradingview.com to your advantage. So don't neglect anything on here. So looking at, for example, the 4 hour time frame, or just to see where structure's at. Oh, that was kind of weird.
Yeah, bro.
But to see where structure's at on the 4 hour, it always helps. And then going down even to the 5 minute time frame to look for your entries, that also helps a bunch too. So don't neglect any of the tools that you have in front of you. So here was the breakdown pretty much. I marked this up as a ceiling. It finally broke above the ceiling, and on this red candle, that's why I took my entry. Boom, it went in, and then it played games with me for a little bit. I was in a little bit of drawdown. I was like, oh man, oh no. And then it just continued to move and play out. And now I took the 30 pip take profit on this one right here. Took me out of the first order because I was twin trading. And then, yeah, we're still currently floating in about 30, or how many pips? 25, 26 pips in profit. So we're excited.
Let's go, bro.
From drawing 2 lines and being patient to this kind of an outcome is really, really neat, man.
Yes, it is, bro. It's super simple. It's not easy, but it's very simple. Got to replenish the fluids, huh?
Yeah, gotta stay hydrated. But yeah, so another thing that I kind of wanted to go over too is like the pairs that you stay away from or pairs that you favor, whether it's like the euro or the British pound, New Zealand, whatever it may be, something that you can give to beginners to practice on, maybe a pair that you practiced on when you were starting out?
Honestly, I think odd JPY is an easy pair to trade and look at. There's not a lot of crazy wicks. It usually respects pretty well. There are some pairs that like I believe there are some pairs that have some crazy wicks. I think Euro GBP, yeah, Euro GBP is one of them. And a lot of them are a little different. You know, if you pull up Euro GBP compared to if you zoom out a little bit, you can see there's a lot more wicks compared to if you click on odd JPY. There's a lot less wicks. It's a little less volatile, but I think it respects movements a lot more, and it's a little easier to see for someone who's beginning compared to like Euro GBP.
Wow. Yeah, I see that.
It just looks a lot clearer, like a lot more clear. I think it's easier to see to a new eye.
Like even just looking at this right now, I can kind of see what you're saying.
Yeah, man. And there's some, like I said, there's some pairs that are that I prefer to trade. Like I honestly, I'm not a big fan of trading like Euro GBP, just because of the wicks. Like I don't like to watch it that much. But if it does pop up on the scanner, like right now, actually, it just broke through the floor and it's actually retested the ceiling. So I mean, it's something I'm looking at right now, but it's also something I watch for too, because like I said, the wicks. Sometimes the wicks will stop you out.
What time frame did you say it was on?
I believe the 1 hour. I don't know if the Euro GBP was. Maybe it is. Let me see.
It was called for a Gartley a while back.
Yeah, that's what I had it marked up from a while ago. But it's on take profit 3, and it actually just retested take profit 3.
It did.
It's literally marked out for you.
That's the neat thing about making, having these access to these tools is really does a lot of the work for you. Hey.
Yeah, bro. Like I said, like I'm like, oh man, it just literally perfectly retested.
That is pretty awesome. Yeah, Euro GBP. Yeah, like for the one that you were saying though, for the beginners to look at odd JPY,
Yep.
this is what I'm seeing for this one.
Oh, sweet, bro. Yeah, bro. And like I said, even when you mark it out like this, it makes it even look 100 times easier. But obviously, to me and like to you and I, it's a little bit easier to see to the naked eye. But when you've never looked at this stuff before, there are some charts that are easier to look at, I think. And I think AUD JPY is definitely one of them.
It's one of the more like less volatile pairs that have a lot of liquidity in it.
Yeah.
And the reason why we draw it out like this is because it's a direct or a more visual representation of the actual zones and the actual areas of reversal, basically where these floors become ceilings and where these ceilings become floors. And that's one of the main reasons why we draw it out like this. And then also to understand, like, I want trading to be so simple that anyone could really truly jump in and understand it from any perspective, any walk of life, really.
I agree, bro. That's the ultimate goal. to make it easy for everybody.
I mean, it was hard at first. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm sure it was hard for you at first too.
Oh yeah, bro, 100%. When I first started, I didn't really have much education. It was more or less just hop in and figure it out.
Yeah, like jumping into a pool not knowing how to swim. But yeah, so now that we've drawn this up the way that we have, I can kind of indicate now where these entry points and where you would essentially be getting into the market, where some of these entries would be. A lot of the times it's the same thing. It's the ceiling becoming a floor. It's the ceiling becoming a floor. It's the ceiling becoming a floor. Ceiling becoming a floor, and then the ceiling not becoming a floor. So price is still trapped essentially. That's why a lot of the times it's called price trap. I don't know. Looks pretty easy to me when you break it down like this. And then even you can catch, like, for example, I just drew up these lines in these zones. They're relevant all throughout. It seems as if it's respecting them on the way up and on the way down. Like when you follow along on this currency pair. So some of the entries that you could have taken were like right in here. And then one right here. Oh.
Wrong tool, huh?
Wrong one, my bad. I shouldn't have had that popcorn. Just kidding. This show though, right? One right there.
Oh, that's a nice entry, bro.
That was beautiful. That was like sniper style.
100%.
One right here. Also another one right here. Break, retest. So it looks like there's so many weird opportunities everywhere really, but if you're consistently watching these markets and marking these charts up the way that I have and watching it consistently play out and then following price throughout these zones and throughout these areas, it becomes so much easier for you to identify some of these moves. See, like this one, for example, if you would have seen that this was a ceiling, broke the ceiling, became a floor, took the entry, you would have had, what is that? 16 pips of profit. And then what do the rules state? The rules, if I pull it up here, state literally 0.1 per 100, 0.2 per 200, and so on and so forth. Twin trade, so 10 to 15 pips in profit, you want to set a 2 pip stop profit. These are the rules that you utilize for the price trap trading strategy. If you would follow these rules, you would minimize those losses like we talked about at the beginning. Going back to this, knowing that you took this entry and it went up 10 to 15 pips, that's when you know, boom, put in my 2 pip stop profit to make this trade risk-free, to make a lot of the trades that we're already in right now risk-free. So even if it does reverse or even if the market doesn't do what we wanted it to do, we're still ultimately profiting. Now, it may not be like a huge amount of money or a huge amount of investment or like return on investment percentage-wise, but still, I would rather take two more of something that I never had before versus taking away 30 of what I could potentially have, if that makes sense.
Compound growth as well, bro.
You know? So, and then, yeah, like to keep going really, this is like the last area I see for entry. And then also, I mean, this is going to be kind of crazy. I've never done this before. But you can actually follow along price and watching these zones pretty much play out. And then notice how you're capturing these movements. So if that makes much sense, I mean, I hope this is kind of like just from what I'm seeing, because I know there's a huge like consolidation factor in this area in the middle. But for this zone, it was trapped. It was a ceiling, broke the ceiling, became a floor, and then that was your position. That was your move, right? This was a ceiling over here, broke the ceiling, became a floor. That was your position. You caught those pips. You capitalized and collected your first 30 pips because once again, if you're following the rules, you have a 30 pip take profit on the first order. And on the second order, you're trailing. So you're moving that stop profit more into profit as you go along, which is like one of the best ways to just guarantee you're not going to win big, or you're not going to lose big. My bad. We want to win big. But yeah, where was this? Yeah, here breaks the ceiling, becomes a floor. Once again, this is a ceiling, breaks the ceiling, becomes a floor. You captured a little bit. Now this would have been a 2 pip stop profit because it would have dropped significantly. So I'm assuming right here, this would be a news candle. We don't really pay attention too much to news. Like, I mean, yeah, it's there to look at, but it doesn't mess with the technicals because look at, this is a ceiling up here, breaks the ceiling. And now it broke the previous ceiling as a floor, comes back up into this circle right here, and boom, that was like your sniper entry. So then that was your move. Once again, this is a floor, broke the floor, became a ceiling, broke the floor, became a ceiling, and then once again, floor, that was your move right there. And then this is where we're at really. So from here, this is where I would go. I would wait for a price to break this floor, retest, and then continue with the move. Or the only other thing that could happen too is if price breaks this ceiling and becomes a newfound floor and continues on to the upside. Or price could just kind of do the wave in the middle of these two zones. And then if it does move down and doesn't retest, we just continue to adapt and adapt until we wait to this pretty much like a spring is being like pressed and encapsulated till it eventually bursts and breaks out. And that's where we capitalize on these moves. But that's ultimately like what I see for this one. What I'm also going to do, guys, for everyone here too, is take a picture of this and post this in the description of the video. That way everyone has access to it, to look at it for educational purposes only. We don't give any trading advice like when it comes to investing your own personal money. So remember these profits that we're discussing and these pips that we're essentially talking about. And this is all relative. Past results do not indicate future results. Results are not typical. It does require a lot of hard work, dedication, persistence, and discipline. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, you were talking about, what other one, Tyler? The Euro GBP?
For more like a more volatile pair, yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this one, oh my goodness. Like as a seasoned trader, I'm not in no way I'm claiming to be a professional at this, but from what I see here, it's a lot of wild moves with the wicks. Oh, what happened there? Oh, sorry. So I do see a ceiling here, and I do also see a floor here, and this would ultimately be like one of the moves that I would have wanted to capitalize on. So that's how you kind of get good at trading, in my opinion. You draw up what happened, like what the best entry for the positions would be, and then you try and figure out why. So for this one, for example, I would draw it up like this. I would draw a ceiling box, a floor box, okay? And I drew that yellow circle just to indicate where I would take the trade if I could go back in time with my time machine, because it's already played out. But watch. You see with my cursor here, I can go over it and look, price was trapped in here. We had a breakout and then once again a retest. This is also visible on the 15-minute time frame. So this is the importance of going out. So you can see there was a breakout and then a retest back into this zone. Boom, you take your entry. Obviously, this is a much more volatile pair. So what was this? Yeah, 44 pips. Sheesh, that's a nice one. It's a nice one. And then also the 5-minute for even more detail. See, look at this. Oh, this is beautiful. This is perfect. So from drawing everything up on the 1 hour all the way down through the 15-minute time frame and now the 5-minute, you can see this is clearly a floor, clearly a ceiling. What did price eventually end up doing? It broke through this floor, closed below. This green candle goes back up into the zone, confirming a retest as a newfound ceiling, and then making the move to the downside for a sell or a short position. You would have captured your 30 pip take profit and had your 2 pip stop profit in place. And if you were twin trading, you still would technically be in this trade as well. So that's just one trader's look. Now you want to know what we're going to be doing from here. This is what I see. Because in order to understand the future, we must understand the past, which is why I drew this up. Because now we understand what happened over here, the past. All we're really looking for is the same exact thing. In my opinion, if you're going off the price trap strategy. I know, Tyler, you've adapted really, really well too. And you add a few different things in there, which is really unique. Overall, with the beginner strategy, this would essentially be it, right?
Yeah, bro. Honestly, this was something I was looking at pretty much when I first saw it. And I did enter it. But you see your eyes, bro. I did enter on the retest, actually. But we'll see how it plays out, bro.
I can't wait now.
Oh, wait, no. Me either, bro.
So wait. You're in this right now?
Yeah, bro.
Okay, please, everyone watching this, this is not a signal. This is already passed. We are not live on YouTube. This is not a live signal, just so you know.
Oh, not at all. It's my personal account.
Congratulations to Tyler on his position, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, I entered right on the retest, bro.
You know, I did not enter this trade like Tyler did. So what I would be waiting for and really looking for is this.
Would you consider that a retest, though, breaking through originally? Like, I know you just trapped price again, but it had broken through the floor and it retested the ceiling. Is that somewhere where you consider entering?
Right, yes.
Okay.
However, I did not catch that at the moment, and then I'm not going to chase the trade. So yeah, this right here, this yellow circle would have been a perfect entry, flawless entry, and confirmation as well, both ways, to have the sell position put in. But for me, I'm looking at this ceiling as the new like area that I'm looking at, and then this floor that it created as well. So like, yeah, that was a beautiful trade entry, and I'm so mad at myself that I didn't get it. But now I can be patient too and wait for either a break of this previous ceiling, which would be essentially a shift in momentum, because I want this move to be bigger than the move it made up. And then the retest back up to the upside. So essentially this, what happened here, but to the upside. Or I'm just going to wait for price to continue down. And as Tyler's pockets get fatter, we're going to watch and see if we can capture this back down for a retest and a continuation pattern. Because this currency pair is technically in a downtrend right now as we speak on the hour time frame. I could be wrong on different time frames, but we mark everything up on the 1 hour. So yeah, that's what I would be looking at for this. I'm gonna also do a picture of this one too, so everyone can have it as well. What was the first one? AUDJPY, right?
Correct.
And Euro GBP. Awesome. I hope everyone is getting super amounts of nuggets and trading tips, advice. Before we end this off here, Tyler, do you have anything else you want to say to the people? Any, tricks that you learned? Anything that really helped you on your journey? Anything that you want to share on your screen? Maybe some live setups that you were looking at. Remember, no signals, but anything that you're currently.
I actually have 4 things to share, bro. There's 4 things that I believe are absolutely key to trading. And it doesn't matter whether you use price trap. It doesn't matter whether you use Fibonacci's and Ikomoku clouds, or it doesn't matter what you use. I always say if it makes money, it makes sense. But the 4 things that are key in order for you to keep doing whatever strategy you want. Number 1, discipline. Number 1 is discipline. You got to be disciplined to your trading plan. You got to be disciplined when it comes to entering a trade. You have to be disciplined when it comes to following rules in life in general. I was not good at following rules, but this is something I learned the hard way. You got to be disciplined to your rules, to your strategy. And number two, emotional intelligence. When you see my mentor told me, he said, the same concept to make $3 in the market is the same concept to make 3 million in the market. But you have to have the emotional intelligence to turn it from $3 to 3 million. Because when you're on the 0.01 and you only have $100 account, it's that 30 pips is $3. But now say, you move up and you're on a standard lot, and that 30 pips is now 300. So, that's just how it changes so fast. It's the same movement that cost you the same amount of pips. So number one, discipline. Number two, emotional intelligence. Number three, Will said I can't swear, so I'm going to give the PG-13 version of this.
Please, censored version.
Don't be a baby. When you enter the trade, you're in the trade. It either hits your stop profit, your take profit, or your stop loss. There's 3 ways you can get out of a trade. You either win it, lose it, or there's 2 ways you get out of a trade. You win it or lose it, but there's 3 different ways you could get out of it. Your stop profit, your take profit, or your stop loss. So you can't be a baby when it comes into it. When you have to have the emotional intelligence not to be the baby, right? And you have to be disciplined not to be a baby to get out of the market, because once you enter the trade, you might be down 10, 15 pips, but it also reverses and it'll come back up. There's been times where some of the trades when I was a beginner, the trades I would enter, I would be scared. I'd be down like $1.50, 15 pips on a 0.01. And I'd be like, oh my God, like take it out. I automatically just lost. But then the next morning I'd wake up and it'd be up 100 pips the way I wanted it to. So this is when it comes down to, don't be a baby when you enter the market. Once you're in, you're in. And the last one, most important one, number 4, is patience. If you're not patient enough to enter the trade on the retest, if you're not patient enough to wait for your confirmations, you're going to keep losing. You're going to be confused. You have to be patient. This isn't something we're rushing. We're not sitting here predicting the markets. We're here to read the markets. And it's just that simple. Like I said earlier, it's not easy, but it's simple. I think a lot of trading is the mindset. And those are 4 absolutely key mindset, key things you have to have as a mindset to make money trading. And I believe that fully.
Absolutely. For you guys to visually see.
Absolutely. But yeah, that's the 4 things I really wanted to share. Those are 4 things that have really traded my trading career. It's changed me as a person. These are things I not only follow trading, but I follow in life as well.
What's your Instagram, brother?
Official Tyler Brewer.
Official. Everyone follow him.
Appreciate you, bro.
What's your Snapchat?
BRACRAS. Actually, there's no S. I don't think. There is an S.
There is. Okay. Is it a money sign or is it just an S?
It's just an S, bro. I should.
Okay, sweet, bro. Because it should be a money sign. Hey, what's good? So everybody go follow Mr. Tyler Brewer for all the tons of facts, knowledge, everything you can ever ask for from a human being. Tons of value. But yeah, man, that's pretty much our spiel for this evening, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be posting Tyler's links as well as my links in the video description. I hope you guys enjoyed spending time with us this evening. I hope you got something from this. If you didn't take notes on this, please don't play yourself. But we love each and every single one of you guys. Thank you once again for hopping on, watching this video. I think, how long are we? What is this, like an hour, 45 minutes, I think?
I'm not even sure, bro.
However long, time flies when you're having fun, right? When you are doing something that you're passionate about, which clearly Tyler and I are both very passionate about trading currencies. It takes you out of your own head, really, when you get fully dove deep into it. And when you apply these four points into you just not only trading, but your everyday life, that's when everything starts to change. So we hope and we pray that you take something away from this, something of value. Once again, I'll post all the links in the description. Thank you once again for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already to both of our accounts. And you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night. Tyler, do you have anything else to add?
I appreciate you, and appreciate and love each and every single one of you. Like I said when we hopped on, thank you guys for watching from wherever you are watching and whenever you're watching. Peace out.
Gratitude, everyone. Take care.